Let's take up diagonal relationship between boron and silicon. First, we take up the reason why they show diagonal relationship. The answer is that boron and silicon have similar polarizing part, that is similar charge over radius ratio. That's why they resemble with each other. How do they resemble? First reason, both have high melting points. Both are non-metals, both have high melting point. Boron is 2300 degrees centigrade, silicon is 1410 degrees centigrade. High ionization energy, boron has 8.3 electron volt, silicon has 8.2 electron volt. They are bad conductor of electricity at normal temperature and act as semiconductors. However, the conductance improves as the temperature increases and both of them are semiconductors. Both have nearly equal density. Boron has 3.3 whereas silicon has 3.52. Electronegativity of boron is 2, silicon is 1.8, which is close to each other. Both boron and silicon show allotropy. Boron and silicon do not form cations as their ionization energy is extremely high, which is due to small size. Most of the boron and silicon compounds are covalent, that's why they get hydrolyzed with moisture or air or water. Boron and silicon burn in air, forming stable B2O3 and SiO2 respectively, and both are acidic in nature. SiO2 is exactly amphoteric in nature. The oxides are acidic and combine with alkalis to form borates and silicates respectively. B2O3 reacts with 2 NaOH to form sodium metaborate plus water. B2O3 can also react with excess of sodium hydroxide to form sodium borate plus 3 water is formed. SiO2 will react with 2 NaOH to form sodium silicate plus water. That is the reason NaOH should not be stored in glass bottles, because glass contains silica which reacts with NaOH to form sodium silicate and water. Both boron and silicon combine with electropositive metals like magnesium to form magnesium boride and magnesium silicide respectively. 2B plus 3 Mg gives Mg3B2. Silicon plus 2 Mg gives Mg2Si. Both do not combine with hydrogen directly, but both form number of hydrides. Hydrides are formed almost in identical manner and all of them are covalent hydrides. Magnesium boride when reacts with dilute HCl, it gives mixture of boron hydrides, and magnesium silicide when reacts with dilute HCl, it gives mixture of silicon hydrides. BCl3 get reduced with lithium aluminum hydride, forming lithium chloride plus aluminum chloride plus diborane. SiCl4 on reduction with lithium aluminum hydride will give lithium chloride plus aluminum chloride plus SiH4, which is called silane. Next we are taking boron. These are the compounds and the form in which boron will occur in nature. First is borax, which is also called tinkle, Na2B4O7 into 10H2O. Second one is colemanite, Ca2B6O11 into 5H2O. Then we have penrhenite, Ca2B6O11 into 3H2O. Boracite, magnesium borate, Mg3B8O15.MgCl2. Boron nitrocalcite, CaB4O7 NaBO2 into 8H2O. Kernite, Na2B4O7 into 4H2O, which is called resurite. Boric acid, H3BO3. These are various ores of boron from which boron can be extracted. Extraction we are going to take. First is preparation of boron anhydride or boron trioxide from one of the minerals. Second one is reduction of B2O3 to an impure brown amorphous form of boron. First we are preparing B2O3 from borax. Borax will react with HCl to form NaCl plus tetraboric acid. Tetraboric acid with acidified with H2SO4 will give Na2SO4 plus H2B4O7, which on reaction with water gives orthoboric acid. On hydrolysis it gives orthoboric acid. Orthoboric acid is strongly heated to get B2O3 plus 3 water is formed. Next we are doing B2O3 from colemanite. Colemanite plus 2 Na2CO3 gives 2CaCO3 plus Na2B4O7, which is borax, plus NaBO2, which is sodium metaborate. Sodium metaborate reacts with carbon dioxide to give borax plus Na2CO3 is formed. The borax is converted into B2O3 in the manner described in previous slide. From colomanite, we can react it with sulfur dioxide and water. We get calcium bisulfite plus H4B6O11, which on hydrolysis gives boric acid. We can sum up this reaction. Ca2B6O11 plus 11 water plus 4SO2 gives 2 moles of calcium hydrogen sulfide plus boric acid is formed. Boric acid on heating will give B2O3 plus 3 water. Reduction of B2O3 is the next step. We can reduce it with sodium to get boron and sodium oxide. Potassium can be used as reducing agent to give boron plus potassium oxide. Practically, magnesium is used to get boron and magnesium oxide. Modern method is electrolytic method. Magnesium oxide on electrolysis will give magnesium and oxygen. Magnesium can be used as reducing agent to give boron plus 3 MgO. B2O3 can be reduced with aluminium to give 2B plus Al2O3. Uses of boron and aluminium and their compounds. Boron being extremely hard refractory solid of high melting point, low density and very low electrical conductivity. Boron fibers are used in making bulletproof vest and light composite material for aircrafts. B10 has high ability to absorb neutron. That's why it is used in metal borides, which are used in nuclear industry, that is in nuclear reactor, in protective shield and control rods. They control the nuclear chain reaction of uranium-235 with boron with the neutron, because excess of neutron are absorbed by B10 isotope. The main industrial application of borax and boric acid is manufacture of heat-resistant glass, which is called Pyrex glass. It is also used for making glass wools and fiberglass. Borax is used as a flux for soldering metals, for heat scratch resistant glazed coating to earthenwares, and as a constituent of medicinal soaps. An aqueous solution of orthoboric acid is generally used as mild antiseptic as eye wash or in eye lotions. Aluminium is a bright silvery white metal with high tensile strength. It has high thermal and electrical conductivity. Aluminium powder is used in silver paints, and aluminium wires are used in high power transmission wires. The electrical conductivity of aluminium is twice than that of copper on the weight to weight basis ratio. Aluminium is used extensively in industry and everyday life. It forms alloys with copper, manganese, magnesium, silicon and zinc. Duralumin, which is an alloy of aluminium and magnesium mainly, is extensively used for making body of aircrafts. Aluminium and its alloys can be given shapes of pipes, tubes, rods, wires, plates or foils, and therefore find uses in packing. Medicines are packed in aluminium foils. Chapati wraps are also made up of aluminium foils, and even cigarettes packing is done in aluminium foils. Utensils making, construction, aeroplane and transportation industry. So aluminium find extensive use in our daily life. The use of aluminium and its compound for domestic purposes is now reduced considerably because of its toxic nature.